Hi, Madison. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I am doing great. I have loved your performance thus far in I Know What You Did Last Summer. You obviously have a very difficult task playing two different roles. What is your approach to differentiating Allison and Lennon and yet, obviously connecting them as twins?
Yes. I think for me, making them both separate people was very important. Because even more than just like their personalities, just like the way they think, the way they move, and the way they process and make decisions, like all those things kind of come to play. And it was important for us. We didn't want them to be, your stereotypical twins of like the complete opposite. Like I wanted them to have some similarities. They're sisters. And so it was a lot of trial and error and like trying to figure out what worked. But honestly, the most difficult part was probably just the technical side of playing twins. And I've never done it before, but it was definitely a lot. Like a scene that would normally take half a day ended up taking, all day.
Mm. Yeah, I guess you're like one line, another line. um, Now, aside from the two girls not always getting along or being on the same page, the family dynamic with their father is also intensely complicated because of their family history. Can you talk a little bit about how they view their father in their lives?
Yes. So their mother committed suicide when they were little girls. So there's always been, I think, a bit of a power play of who's going to be, the woman of the house. And her father has kind of always had a little bit of a favoritism towards Lennon because Lennon, she's just always been the one who's just easier to get along with. She does great in school. She's valedictorian. She's always had everything kind of come easily to her, while her sister has always sort of felt somewhat in her sister's shadow. Um, and I think because of that, naturally, Lennon's just always had a better relationship with her father. And all of that very much comes to play in our first episode.
Definitely. Have you read the original novel or just watched the films?
I had never read the book. I've seen the movie many, many times, but I feel like now, like it's time. I feel like I have to go back and actually read the book.
Yes, I will say I think that this series actually adapts the novel like more closely in a really interesting way, which I will not spoil. But what is it from the original films that you feel is iconic or that you would want to bring forward in this series?
I mean, it's a fun ride. Like I remember seeing it for the first time and I was just hooked, and it's just so much fun. And the characters are just so great. And it's just storytelling at its finest. Like you're in from the beginning to the end. And so that's, at least for me, that's really what I wanted to bring here. I wanted people to be entertained from the beginning to the end. I wanted people to be completely questioning everything along the way, which honestly we were too. We had no idea how this thing was going to end when we.
Well, the questioning is definitely something that I was doing. I will say that I was like, wait a second. Mm. But I do love how the friend group does seem like they are really united, even when they're falling apart. So, if you were a friend who was not actually involved in this situation, what advice would you give them?
Oh, maybe get new friends. Like, maybe that's the first step. Like, love them all, but they don't make a great combination. Either that and like just ask for help.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's a slasher show. No one's
Where,
asked for help. No.
yeah, where would we be if they did that?